Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country on MKOCRadio.com. It is always a pleasure when I get to have a return guest on our show. And this lady tonight is just super talented, and she has been all over the world playing her blue fiddle. And, of course, you know her from Hee Haw and all over country music for many, many years. And it's a pleasure to have her back on again tonight. This is Jana J. Jana, how you doing tonight?
Hi, Scott. I'm so glad to talk to you. And yes, we have taken that blue fiddle. You know, Romania, when I last talked to you, that was my 50th country to perform in.
Wow.
That's a lot of countries to take country music and the magic blue fiddle to, and we've enjoyed every one.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you were just getting ready to head over there the last time we talked. How was your trip?
It was great. You know, Romania was kind of a mystery to me. It's very, it's known for Transylvania. Part of that country is Transylvania and Dracula and all that. And and gypsy music. I didn't know what to expect really as far as the country was concerned or the people. I was shocked. It was, clean like Switzerland. I mean, it was very, very. I don't think there was one piece of paper on the streets anywhere except possibly in the capital city. A great big city. But everywhere people are taking such good care of things, and they were so nice and so friendly, and music, they loved music, and they were genuinely interested in our United States and American music and all that. And they have wonderful forests, so they have a lot of violin building. We went to in fact, I got a red, white, and blue fiddle over there.
No kidding.
And, yeah, no kidding. In one of the places where they make violins, and they send a lot of wood to the United States for violin making, because their forests and their trees are really good quality. So that was kind of all really interesting to me. I loved the people. I loved the music. So we had a great time.
Oh, that's fantastic. Last time I wanted to ask you about your blue fiddle, and tell me, is that the same one that you played back on the Hee Haw days?
That is the genuine magic blue fiddle from Hee Haw.
Wow.
Buck wanted me to play that on the show, and it was an electric fiddle, and it was bright blue, and that was very different for the time, and I was a purist with my good Italian violin, and I was pretty hesitant about that wild-looking blue electric fiddle, but I did it because I thought, well, and the producer, Sam Lavello, said, oh, yeah, that blue fiddle, that'll be great on TV. So I did it, and lo and behold, they would write letters to the girl with the blue violin. Fan mail came in, the girl with the blue fiddle. And so it became a trademark, and I'm still playing that wonderful blue violin. It is a great violin. It's a Barkus Berry violin, so you can, it's got a built-in pickup, and I've got a preamp, and you can adjust the sound, so it does sound very acoustic. Or you can get some wild sounds with it, too, but I usually play it just as a good-sounding acoustic violin, and I love it. I love it.
That's fantastic. Now, do you normally play that through an amplifier, or do you have a direct box for that? Okay.
Well, both. I have a preamp that goes into the sound system, and then I have a small amp that's, acts as so I don't overplay, bear down too hard. It helps me hear a little bit better. So yeah, sometimes I've played it just through an amp, a Fender Twin or something like that. But because that goes directly into the sound system and broadens the sound a little bit. Sometimes fiddles, if they're not properly hooked up, they can get a little bit harsh in the treble tones. So we like a really nice full sound, and you can do that with the preamp and the Barkus Berry fiddle. I've just been thrilled, and I can still play with enough volume to keep up with those guys on their guitars and the drums.
Well, now, I'm more familiar with guitar, but now with a fiddle, are there different gauges of strings for a fiddle, or is it pretty much just one style of strings?
Well, pretty much one style, but they do have light, medium, and heavy, but there's not a huge difference there.
Okay.
Medium, I usually just use the medium. Often a Spiracor or Dr. Tomastic, something like that. Okay. And find that those work really well and last really well too, and keep their tuning pretty well. So that's all important, and and bringing that good music, that good country music to the folks and to the listeners, and here in the States and all over the world. We've got exciting things going on right here at home, though, now.
Well, it certainly sounds like it. You've got a lot of tour dates booked, and you're doing the Cornfield Friends Road Show with former cast members of Hee Haw. That is a really cool thing.
Isn't that fun? I'll tell you, I am so excited about that. I had Misty Rowe, the cute little blonde with junior samples in the car lot, and she did the bedtime stories and all. Misty, I had her as our special guest at my festival in June last year in Grove, Oklahoma, and I've had Lulu a couple times as a special guest for that, and I've done some shows with Buck Trent. So this, and then we did Greenville, Texas last year, and we had Misty, Buck, and I did that one. And it just grew, and now we've got 4 of us on the road and others who would like to take part. And we got our own logo, and I've still got my bus. And so we're ready to roll. We can come to your part of the country. We can come to your listeners, whatever. And it's so wonderful to have that spirit of Hee Haw, the spirit of that fun, clean country music and a little bit of zaniness. Lulu is hilarious, and Misty has clips and jokes that are so cute, and we've got lots of good music as well. Lulu has a great voice.
Oh yes, she does. And she's done some beautiful gospel
really
music.
Does.
Yeah.
And Buck and I will just, we'll get them clapping along and. And it's a fun show, and it's a really good show, full of good music and relaxed hee-haw style.
That's wonderful. I of course grew up watching Hee Haw like so many of my listeners did, and my daughter's now almost 13, and she loves to watch Hee Haw, and there's just a magic that happened with that show that's never been duplicated. It was all the biggest stars of the day were on that show, and they showcased their music, and the thing that set it apart, I think, from everything else was all the great comedy routines and all, like you said, the zaniness, but also the music and the musicians around that show were just second to none, including you.
Tops. Well, thank you. And but it is true. Anybody was on Hee Haw. Their guest artists. The list of guest artists is just incredible. And so we're going to do that as well with some of the shows. Have a wonderful guest artist. Preferably somebody who was on Hee Haw, but not necessarily. It can be a very current Carrie Underwood or somebody, who Garth Brooks. We've got a lot of Oklahoma friends, who are thrilled that we're doing the show again. We have Roy Clark's blessing for this show. He said he would love to do the shows. He's had a couple of surgeries and things, and it's a little bit harder for him to get around easily. He's done some things in Oklahoma recently, but anyway, I don't think he's too interested in going on the road, but he sure has. We have his blessing, and we have a show in Oklahoma, Bristow, Oklahoma, which is just outside Tulsa, on October 13th, Saturday night. So if any of your listeners are in this area, we'd love to have you come.
Well, fantastic.
And yeah, Roy could show up for that one. Who knows?
Oh, that would be great. Well, you can get all the information at janaj.com. We'll put that information on our Facebook page, and you can catch
great.
where the shows are going to be and everything like that. So we're certainly looking forward to hearing more about that. And I saw that you did a show recently with Gary Busey. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh, that was so fun. That was at Kane's Ballroom, and it was actually a benefit for Jimmy Markham, who's a marvelous blues player and the Leon Russell friend and all. And he lived in Nashville for quite a while, did a lot in Nashville, did a lot in L.A., but he's a Tulsa guy. And he has just, in the last 2 days, he passed. But he was so delighted with that show, and they brought Gary Busey in, and Gary said, I need some fiddle music on this. Stay all night, stay a little longer. And I said, sure, I'll be happy to help. He said, well, you just stay out there the whole time with me.
That's great.
He's kind of a wild man, but boy, he did a good show.
He's a very talented musician. There's no doubt about it. In addition, obviously, to his acting, and yeah, he looks like he's got to be crazy to hang around.
I'll tell you, he had everybody's attention. We didn't know what was coming next.
I'll bet.
Real good show. It was good.
Well, you recently did your fiddle camp that you do in September. How did that go for you?
Oh, that was wonderful. You know, that's one of my favorite things. I love sharing. I love sharing music, and if somebody catches fiddle fever or somebody is inspired to pick up the mic and sing a song, whatever it is, it just thrills me to death. So giving folks an opportunity to progress and learn from, we have 20 coaches, 20 fiddle instructors, 3 guitar instructors, bass instructors. You know, it's not just fiddle. Tabla drums, we have lots of fun things going on, mandolin, any string instrument, any acoustic instrument, and then the drums, not a set of stage drums, but percussion instruments, and spoons. They were playing spoons and showing us how to play spoons. So it was great fun. We have about 120 who come as participants, and about 20 coaches, 20 to 25 coaches. So we have a really great time, and I love to share that. I love to share music. I love to share music on stage, too. I think that's my high, that I am able to share.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, and we have a good time doing it.
Well, it certainly shows. Speaking of great fiddle players, a very good friend of mine was on my show just a couple weeks ago, and he wanted me to be sure to tell you hello, Scott Joss.
Oh, my gosh. Scott, I taught Scott in Redding, California.
He told me
got
that.
him all inspired up when he was in the 5th grade, and he still sends me Christmas cards signed, love your student always, Scott Joss.
He's a great guy. He just released a beautiful new album. We did a feature on it, and
he is talented.
He sure is.
He is so talented. Yeah, he was with Merle Haggard, Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get across to an audience. I'm so proud of that kid who grew into this marvelous professional musician.
He sure did.
He's awesome.
Well, he thinks the world of you, and I want to be sure that I pass that along for you. That's fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, that's always wonderful to hear something like that. And Scott's very special.
Absolutely.
You are too, Scott.
Well, thank you.
That's everything you're doing.
I was so excited that I got a chance to talk to you again. I always love when I get to do a follow-up and stay in touch with people. And I know that you're obviously staying very, very busy with the road show and everything. And you mentioned that you're writing a book, too. How's that coming along for you?
Oh, gosh. I hope I get that done. So many things. There's so so many things I want to do. We've got a couple of albums in the works, and getting into the studio takes time, really doing a good job of that. And then writing this book, I've got probably 3 or 4 books there that could be written, but I've got some really good ideas and some thoughts on. I've been shopping publishers and all that, so we'll see if it doesn't materialize. I'm going to take some time this winter and hopefully be able. And I can do that on the road too. You're
sure.
in a hotel room quite a bit of the time during the day, and so it's a good time to write music, write down thoughts. I just have to make myself get into all those details, and it's fun. I want it to be a big thank you to everybody who has mentored me over the years, and there are some pretty interesting stories too, I have to say.
I'm sure. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to that, and I hope that you'll come back again when that's done, and when you have new music available. We'd love to do a feature on it on our show. You bet.
Wonderful, Scott. Well, we appreciate it. And
well, it is.
You get to Greenville, Texas on October 14th, or Bristol, Oklahoma on the 13th. Come to the show. We'll put you in the front row.
All right. Well, janaj.com is the website. Check that out, folks, and you can see all of her tour dates and keep up with everything she has going on. And, of course, we're going to play some of Jana's music for you right now. We're going to throw some Buck Owens and some Roy Clark in there, too, and remember those great days.
Yes.
Jana, thanks so much again for being on My Kind of Country. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Scott. Y'all come now.